So what would you tell the audience, like the five things to get rid in your pan of five things to get rid of that's in your pantry?
In your pantry, I would say get rid of everything that has too much sugar, anything that has added sugar. And that's one of the keys. You know, something could have 0 or 1 gram of sugar, but underneath it says, oh, there's 4% added sugar. Well, now we have more sugar.
Yeah.
So throw away that. If you like to cook and bake with flour, you should make sure it's always almond, cassava, coconut, something healthy, because regular flour, bad.
Yeah.
Thumbs down. I would say get rid of any of the oils that aren't healthy, like canola oil, or you know, any of those like Crisco oil kind of thing, and replace it with avocado oil, coconut oil. You know, even a little healthy butter is better than canola oil. That's really the truth. And I would say that's number 3. Number 4 is in your pantry. There's so many things in your pantry that are good that you should probably start using, like more spices and herbs and, you know, things like that. But I would say the flour, the oil, the sugar, and canned food. Get rid of the canned food. Honestly, it's so bad for you. I don't care if it's peas in a can. Don't eat it. You know, first of all, peas aren't good for you either, which is not on my program, but that's another story.
Yeah.
Like anything in a can is awful. I haven't bought canned food in years.
Yeah.
For anything. And I would say that you should replace your milk and dairy, if you have to eat it, with coconut milk, almond milk, healthy milk, because I'm not a big dairy person. Every once in a while in a recipe, if it calls for coconut milk or almond milk, I make it, but I don't drink it. And when I have my cereal, I put a couple of drops just to get it wet, because I want the crunchiness. I don't care about the liquid. So those are kind of the things I would say to get rid of.
You know, you make a good point, because I love crunch too. And I like when I make my smoothies, I like a little crunch in there.
We can put it on top.
Yeah, exactly. Put it on top too. Because there's something about the texture and the crunch that is very satisfying. I notice for myself as well.
Right. And that's the thing, when you start really eating healthy and you play around with food, not only food, but herbs and spices and how things look and feel, you start combining foods together, that one is texture, one is flavor, and the combination of foods. I mean, really, I can say that I love food now more than ever in my life, because before I was just eating because I was eating. And now I'm eating more mindfully, and it tastes better.
Yeah,
Isn't
it
that
tastes
crazy?
better. Yeah, it is crazy. And then you feel better too. Like we're starting to
Right.
grow, we have a little garden now. And so right now, okra's growing right now. And then I just making homemade pickles. So I have my cucumber and it got
Oh, how
spiky. So
fun.
I kind of have to shave that off. But then I chop it up. Right now it's in my refrigerator and made my own
Good for
pickle
you.
juice. And like fresh garlic I put in there, and I love playing with the herbs and spices. They're so much
It's
fun.
fun.
Mints in there growing. So I get excited when I have like fresh produce, because the stores, like, they're spraying stuff sometimes too on our vegetables. So I have to be mindful of all these things. Where are we getting our produce from?
Right. And
And
washing everything when you bring it home from the store is so important.
yeah, so my mom always has this like vegetable and fruit wash. So
Uh-huh.
she washes on her fruits and vegetables all the time. So it gets that coating off there, like that wax that's on that apple. That's so not
Exactly.
good for you. Yeah, so little things like that will help get rid of those things. But fruits and vegetables are like my favorite, and I love them. And just eating healthy, of course. And like you said, the whole intermittent fasting, like the resetting, I love that too, because we've been doing some fasting ourselves for like a day, and I actually feel more energized the next day, even though I hadn't eaten in like over 30 something hours. I feel like tremendously like I feel
Wait,
great.
do you do intermittent fasting for 30 hours?
Oh, so I do 2 days a week that I don't eat out of 7 days. And then sometimes I'll do intermittent fasting, which then I only give myself a certain time frame from like say like 12 o'clock to 6 p.m. to eat. And then I don't eat for the remaining of the time until
Why
I
don't you eat for 2 days? That's
oh
insane.
I know I'm drinking a liquid and it was more like spiritual things for me.
Okay, because that really isn't good for you. Honestly, what you should try and do is eat every day, but do your intermittent fasting for 14 to 17 hours. So
14,
like for
17.
me, I usually eat around anywhere between 11 and 1.
I
So if I
see.
eat, let's say I eat at noon, I stop eating around, I try to eat within a 5 or 6 hour period, all my food.
Yeah.
And then I stop eating at 6 or 7. And then I don't eat again till the next day.
Yeah, let me
And
try
then if
that
I'm
too.
going out somewhere at night, I won't eat until 2, 3 o'clock. So then I have a bigger window to eat.
Yeah.
And then when I come home and go to sleep, I won't eat again till 1 o'clock the next day because I'm still intermittent fasting, but I got to go out and eat and enjoy myself.
Yeah.